Hello again. Welcome to class 495. All right. Vocabulary, translation booklet. I didn't finish yesterday. I had one sentence left. I said, oh my God, I had one sentence left. And never leave something unfinished. Right? Nunca dejes nada sin terminar. Never leave anything unfinished. So, ¿quién inventó el teléfono? Who invented the telephone? This is page 173. List 19. Who invented the telephone? Lo inventaste tú. Did you invent it? Y por último, él empezó a gritarme. He started shouting at me. Yeah, he started shouting at me. Okay, so he started. Why did he start shouting at you? I don't know, but he started shouting at me for no reason. Sin razón, por ningún motivo. He started shouting at me. Vocabulary. He started shouting at me. Vocabulary list number 10, page 96. Cada uno, a piece. Oof. Each one. It costs $10 a piece. Strange. Apiece, todo junto. Yes. You can buy these pencils together, or you can buy them separately. You can buy them together. Together it costs 30 euros, these 4 pencils. If you buy them as a package, 30 euros. Now, if you want to buy them separately, it's 10 euros a piece. 10 euros a piece? Well, that's 40 euros. Wow. If you buy all 4 pencils, the price is only 30 euros. It's very expensive. Yeah, but these are very special pencils. What's special about these pencils? They've been on television for 495 classes. These are famous pencils. And you can keep them for the rest of your life in your home and say to your grandchildren, you know, when you're an old man or an old woman, you say, you see those pencils? Those pencils were famous in Richard Vaughan's English class on Spanish television. And so these pencils are very valuable and very close to my heart. All right? So, if you're interested in buying these 4 pencils, a pack of 4 pencils, it's 30 euros. Now, if you want to buy them separately, the price is 10 euros a piece. 10 euros each, 10 euros a piece. All right. Strange, it's difficult to teach that word. A veces, at times. A veces, me entra un sueño delante de la cámara. At times, I start feeling sleepy. And I told Marta, I said, Marta, if I start to fall asleep, do that. And if I start snoring, stop the camera. And I told her, you know, if I start, you know, to fall asleep, just make a noise, and it'll wake me up. But if I start snoring, just stop and we'll do a new program. We'll repeat the show, okay? Like that. At times. Niñez, childhood. Adulthood es la madurez de adulto. Childhood. I spent my childhood in Houston, Texas, and for 10 months in New York City, in Queens. Yes, I spent my childhood in that time. Creativo, creative. Es una persona muy creativa. He's a very creative person. Creative. Derrota, defeat. Te voy a derrotar. I'm going to defeat you. To defeat. Defeat. Mi derrota. Fue mi derrota final. It was my final defeat. Yes. Who defeated Barcelona in Riyadh, in Saudi Arabia? Real Madrid defeated Barcelona. Was it a hard defeat? Dura derrota? No. Barcelona played very well. It's a very, very young team, but they played very well. But Real Madrid defeated them Yes, so they were defeated by Real Madrid, but it was not a hard defeat. Desacuerdo, disagreement. We have a serious disagreement. Agreement, disagreement. Empleado, employee. 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 Richard, how many employees are there in your company? About 600 employees in my company. A lot, too many employees. Now, employer es empleador, employer. Y es la palabra que se suele usar para empresarios. Por ejemplo, la Asociación Nacional de Empresarios was the National la COE, aquí, Confederación Española de Organizaciones Empresariales. Okay, good. All right, that's the National Employers Association. All right, pero aquí es empleado, employee. Bosque, forest. Yes, bosque. The woods, the forest. The forest. A forest fire. Incendio forestal is a forest fire. Bosque. Forest. Yeah. How far can a dog run into the forest? You know? Marta, how far can a dog run into the forest? ¿Hasta qué punto puede entrar un perro en el bosque? You don't know. ¿Hasta qué punto? How far can a dog run into the forest? Hasta la mitad. Después está saliendo. Do you understand? Okay, a dog can run into the forest only halfway. After that, the dog is running out of the forest. You understand? It's logical. All right. I don't know why you didn't know the answer. How far can a dog run into the forest? Halfway. After that, it's running out of the forest. The forest, en contacto con, is in contact with. Estoy en contacto con Marta todos los días para estas cosas. I'm in contact with Marta. Sigamos en contacto. Let's stay in contact. Let's keep in contact, or let's stay in touch and keep in touch. En realidad, in reality. In reality, I am a figment of your imagination. I'm not real. I'm a figment of, this is a virtual program. I am not a real person. Soy un producto de tu imaginación. I'm a figment of your imagination. I'm not real. I'm virtual. Yes. My friends at Televisa Española are very creative, and Marta very creative in creating a virtual person. I seem real, ¿a que sí? Parezco real. I seem real. But in reality, I'm not real. I'm virtual. I'm a virtual English teacher. That means I don't need a salary. Yes. And I don't need to rest. I can do 20 programs in a row with no problem. In reality, introvertido, introverted. Extroverted, introverted. Me, I'm introverted. I'm not extroverted. However, in my public life, I need to be relatively extroverted, outgoing, and it's no problem. But I prefer to be alone. The best moment of a party is when I leave and walk to my car alone. Yeah, That's the best moment of a party. Although I enjoy the party. And I'm a good guest or host. I'm a good guest at the party. But I enjoy walking alone to my car even more and going home. All right. So, introverted, extroverted, introverted. Maquillaje, makeup. Yes, this. Makeup. Filosófico, philosophical. Un filósofo, a philosopher, is a person who is very philosophical. Socrates was very philosophical. It's a philosophical question. The philosophy. A philosopher is a person who is philosophical, involved in philosophy. Ancient philosophy, modern philosophy, German philosophy, English philosophy. English philosophy is very, very utilitarian. German is Sturm und Drang. It's very, very, very emotional, German philosophy. Potential. What's your potential? Do you have high potential, low potential, average potential? You have very high potential. Everybody Everybody has high potential. It's just a question of believing in yourself and then working hard. And the harder you work, the more your potential will blossom. Blossom is florecer. Cuanto más lo duro trabajas, más se irá blossoming, ¿cómo se dice? Se irá creciendo tu potencial. Yes, it will blossom. Lo contrario de marchitar, se va opening up. It's blossoming, your potential. High potential, prácticamente is practically. Prácticamente todo el mundo. Practically everybody here speaks English well. Almost, practically. Ahorros, my savings. ¿Dónde guardas tus ahorros, Richard? Where do you keep your savings? I keep my savings under my bed. You keep your savings under your bed? Yeah. Isn't that a little dangerous? No. I've been keeping my savings under my bed for 40 years, and nobody has stolen my savings. How much money do you have under your bed? What is the extent of your savings? I have about 300 euros. 300 euros? Yeah, I have trouble saving money. You have trouble saving money. Ya me cuesta ahorrar dinero. I spend all my money. So yeah, I have savings under my bed, 300 euros. So I don't recommend you rob my house. Okay. Poco profundo, somero, shallow. Yeah, shallow. It's interesting, in Spanish you say la parte profunda de la piscina. But then you say la parte que no cubre. Is what you say. It's crazy. We say la parte profunda, la parte somera. But we say el extremo. Yeah, el extremo. Extremo profundo, extremo somero. The deep end, extremo is end, como el final. The deep end and the shallow end. The deep end and the shallow end. The deep end of the swimming pool, the shallow end of the swimming pool. Shallow, shallow, shallow. Some people say I have a shallow personality. Is it true? Alguna gente dice que tengo una personalidad muy poco profunda, somera, superficial. Is it true, Marta? No, she says it's not true. She's shaking her head. She says it's not true that I have a shallow personality. Shallow aquí es superficial. A shallow, superficial. A shallow personality. Shallow is the opposite of deep. Deep. How deep is your love? Olor, smell. Bueno, hay otras palabras. Odor. There's an odor, pero odor, escrito odor. Odor is algo no del todo normal. What's that smell? ¿Qué olor es eso? ¿Es ese? Do you smell something? I can smell. What's that smell? It smells like an electric fire. Incendio eléctrico. Yeah. It smells. Can you smell it? No? She says she can't smell it. Yeah, what's that smell? Then we have aroma. El aroma. And the fragrance. La fragancia. Wow. Choca oír fragancia. Solo en español se quita la R. In French, fragrance. Con R en medio. In English, fragrance. In Spanish, you say fragancia. Yeah, it's interesting. In the past, many centuries ago, you dropped the R. I'm sure originally it's fragrancia, and the R was lost. Fragancia. Yeah. Fragrance. Sounds terrible, the fragrance. But olor is smell. Superficial. Superficial, al igual que el otro. Shallow, superficial. Encender, to light. Encender un cigarro, encender una cerilla, to light. To light a match. To light a candle. Encender una vela. To light. Yes, to light a fire. Yeah, to light a fire. There's a famous story about Alaska. It's called To Light a Fire. Encender is to light. Relacionar en una lista is to list, o sea, listar. Yeah, listemos todos los capítulos que hay en este libro. Let's list. Let's make a list. Relacionar en una lista is to list. Let's list all the people who have 3 arms. Marta, we're going to list all the people who have 3 arms, okay? Marta, oh, no problem. Yeah. Well, okay, fine. But I want to be sure. Okay. But I guarantee, Marta says to me, but I guarantee you, Richard, nobody in this company has 3 arms. Well, I need to be 100% sure. So we need to go and count. Every person, hey, Pablo, Augusto, Juan, Maria, 1, 2. She says, okay, no. And so we'll count people to make sure that that nobody has 3 arms. Okay, we're going to make a list. We're going to list the people who have 3 arms. All right. Llegar a dominar is to master. ¿Cuándo llegarás a dominar en inglés? When are you going to master English? To master. Hacer las maletas is to pack. Yeah, to prepare your luggage, but we say to pack. Yeah. Before you go on a trip, you need to pack. We say empaquetar. To pack. Pack your bags. I'm going to pack. I need to pack. Se dice así. Necesito hacer las maletas. Uf, ¿cuándo voy a tener el momento de hacer las maletas? Voy a hacer las maletas la noche anterior. El vuelo sale mañana por la mañana. I'm going to pack tonight. That's a good idea, right? To pack the night before. I recommend that you pack the night before you take a flight. All right, descargar is to unload. La carga de descarga. To load and to unload. To load and to unload. To load and to unload. And finally, salvaje. Wild. Un indio salvaje. A wild Indian. Wild Indians. Wild Indians. All right. Now, I'm going to start a story. Yes, but I can't find it. A ver si lo encuentro. Yes. Paula Eisenbach. Are you ready? Paula Eisenbach. Yes. You have a picture here, but this isn't Paula Eisenbach. We are on page, if I can find it. I can't find it. Page 128, episode 59. This man is a German policeman. He looks like an American policeman, but it's not. It's a German policeman. And the young man who is handcuffed is Tom Sanders. Do you remember Tom Sanders? Tom Sanders is from San Diego, California. However, he's a student at the University of Heidelberg. He is studying graphic arts like Paula Eisenbach. And if you remember the story, he was following her around the campus and harassing her. To harass is acosar, la acosaba. All right, are you ready? Paula Eisenbach has just settled back into her flat in Heidelberg. She's been away for 3 weeks during the Christmas break from the university. She spent 2 weeks in the Canary Islands with her parents and 1 week at her home in Munich. As she was driving up to Heidelberg from Munich, she was driving north. As she was driving up to Heidelberg from Munich, she kept thinking about Tom Sanders. No paraba de pensar. She kept thinking about Tom Sanders, the American boy she had worked with with the Disney drawings. She had turned down an invitation of his to visit California. And since then, she had seen him following her around the university campus. She had been glad to get away from Heidelberg for the Christmas holidays. But when she got back last night, she was worried, wondering if he would start following her again. However, when she got to the flat, the first thing her flatmates told her was that Tom Sanders was in jail. En los calabozos, in jail. The police had caught him. looking in the windows at one of the girls' dormitories next to the Heidelberg campus. Paula's flatmates went on to tell her that Tom's picture had appeared with an article on the front page of the Heidelberg newspaper. When the police took him in, they contacted the U.S. consulate and learned that Tom Sanders had a criminal record. Antecedentes penales. He had a criminal record in California. He had been arrested, pluscuamperfecto, había sido arrestado. He had been arrested several times for harassing female students at San Diego State University. He was considered dangerous. Paula couldn't believe her ears. No podía creer lo que oía. Se dice en inglés, no podía creer sus oídos. I can't believe my eyes means no puedo creer lo que estoy viendo. O sea, no puedo creer mis ojos. I can't believe my eyes. I can't believe my ears. Paula couldn't believe her ears. She had spent probably 100 hours with Tom in his apartment. He seemed like such a nice boy at first, but later she began to see a few strange things in his character. It's a good thing the Christmas break arrived in time. It's a good thing. Yeah. It's a good thing, too, that the police had caught him, because otherwise she might have had a bad experience. Okay. Paula Eisenbach has just settled back into her flat in Heidelberg. Este inglés se la trae. To settle is asentar, tranquilizar, to settle. Si hay algo muy burbujeante o algo, it settles. Agua que hierve, you turn off the heat and the water settles. Settle down means tranqui, colega, tranquilo. Settle down. Settle down. Settle down también es asentar la cabeza, por fin, y dejar de ser una persona muy, to settle down. Normally, young men, adolescent boys, have a lot of testosterone and they're wild. And then by the time they're 25, 30, they settle down. Also, we say, tienes que asentar la cabeza, casarte y formar familia. You have to settle down, get married, and have a family, and raise a family. To settle down, get married, and raise a family. It's a very classical approach from the father or the mother. It says, Jimmy, it's time for you to settle down. But to settle back means volver. Ya de regreso a Heidelberg. La chica acaba de regresar a Heidelberg. Yes. Paula Eisenbach has just settled back de nuevo. Sentada en el sillón del salón de su apartamento con sus dos compañeras de piso. She has just settled back into. Entrar, ya ha vuelto a entrar. So we're using into. She has just settled back into her flat in Heidelberg. She's been away for 3 weeks during the Christmas break from the university. Yeah, she's been away for 3 weeks during the Christmas break from the university. A break is un descanso de la universidad, from the university. She spent 2 weeks in the Canary Islands. You remember? Previously, she spent 2 weeks in the Canary Islands with her parents and 1 week at her home in Munich. Of course, Paula Eisenbach is from Munich. However, she lives in Heidelberg because she's in her final year of the university. All right. She spent 2 weeks in the Canary Islands, with her parents and 1 week at her home in Munich. As she was driving up, because Munich is in the south, in Bavaria. Heidelberg is along the Rhine River on the way to Cologne. All right. And so as she was driving up, a medida que subía en coche, conforme subía en coche, as she was driving up to Heidelberg from Munich, she kept thinking about Tom Sanders. She kept thinking. No paraba de pensar in Tom Sanders. She kept thinking about Tom Sanders. Why? Well, who is Tom Sanders? Yeah, the American boy she had worked with on the Disney drawings. You remember she spent a lot of hours in Tom's apartment drawing Disney scenes, escenas de dibujos de Disney. She spent a lot of time drawing Disney scenes together with Tom. She spent a lot of time in his apartment. 3 times a week, she spent maybe 2 or 3 hours in his apartment drawing. So, as she was driving up to Heidelberg from Munich, she kept thinking about Tom Sanders, the American boy she had worked with on the Disney drawings. Yeah. You remember the invitation? Well, I'll come back in the next class and finish it.